Yeah, man. We keep it original. We keep it
Yes.
real here
Raw and
on
uncut.
the podcast. Yeah. So first and foremost, welcome to the Procozone podcast. I'm your host, Zach. Very special guest. Second time on the podcast. Brother Edric Saayman.
Normally
Uh,
about.
you know him as an actor. You know him by his Instagram handle, the entertainer.
Yes,
The
yes.
entertainer. He's an entertainer, and he's an actor that lives right down the street here from me. I've got free access to him.
Private
I got free access to
representative,
him.
yes.
My brother. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of
No, thank you for
your
having
busy
me.
schedule, man. I
For
really
having me.
appreciate it. I felt that this this month, leading into the month of November, very important, very crucial to focus on mental health. Um, so I've targeted a few brothers from different backgrounds, different creeds, just to try and get their perspective, get their input, their opinions on mental health.
Yes.
If they've had any struggles with it, or if they maybe know someone who's going through a rough patch. So
Thank you for your support, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode.
um, yeah, so I feel that the month of October/November is very important for raising awareness for men's health. Um, yeah, just to give you a bit of background on the experience that I've experienced. Experience that I've experienced.
No, it makes sense. Don't worry, I caught that.
The experience that I've experienced. Yeah, so I was going through a range of things emotionally, physically. Your body changes. You don't know what's going on. But I still look good.
No, you're a good brother.
And going through so many things at work, etc. And I'm the type of person that, especially when I was younger, I didn't always um I didn't always speak about the things that I was going through. So I would always internalize it. And as I got older, I sort of kept that with me. So I didn't do what I was supposed to, you know. Because when you, especially for me growing up, my parents would always tell me, listen, yeah, if you're going through something, just tell us, talk to us about it. For some reason, I felt, nobody was going to understand what I was going through. I think we all go through that as boys growing up. Because we want to fit in, basically. So you sort of hide certain parts of yourself, which I did as well. Like I love gospel music. Gospel music is probably like number one on my list. Under that is like country music, right? So yes, love country music. So I would always, whenever I had a braai and I had friends here at home, then I would always on my playlist be a mixture, man. So I didn't have a folder designated for gospel. I didn't have a folder designated for country music. And
Once again, thank you so much to Rustic Edge for partnering with us.
where was I? What was I saying? Oh yes, so I didn't have music like in order, man. I didn't have R&B. And stuff. I would like mix everything together.
Yes.
Now I got the braai thing going here and whatever, and now I'm playing maybe, for example, 112. After 112, they come a gospel song. You know what I'm saying? After that, there's country music. My friends are like, what? What type of playlist is this? I was like, oh, sorry, whatever. So I would have moments where I would feel shy, man, because that's part of who I am. If you, I'm sure you probably have the same thing. Your music genres sort of tell a story about who you are, man.
No, that's true.
So the type of music that I listen to explains basically who I am. who I am, what I've been through, what I'm, you know, what inspires me. So I always hid that part of myself from my friends because I felt embarrassment, you know. So growing up, there were certain parts of myself that I wouldn't allow other people to see, right? Um, and then you get to a point in your life where you get married, you have kids, etc., and your focus sort of shifts from you to your wife, your partner, um, and then your children, and then obviously your job. So that sort of becomes your main focus.
Yeah.
Then from there, you put everything into those things, right? But then you forget about yourself. And I think that's also one of the things that I did was I forgot to look after me, right? I forgot to look after me, and I came home one day from work, and I was going through a whole range of things, and I sat down next to the bed, and I just started crying,
Yeah.
and then I had this that sore cry, like you just lost somebody close to you, like that one, and I just let it out. And luckily for me, my wife picked up on it, the fact that I was going through this emotion, and she picked up on the fact that I was, my heart was heavy. Asked me what was going on. I couldn't really explain, but that was basically keeping everything to myself, and thinking I could do everything on my own. And that is the myth of masculinity. That is what society tells you is what a man is supposed to be. Do everything on your own. Don't ask for help. And that's what I went through. I mean, that little mini breakdown that I had was eye opening enough for me to see that I needed help, and that I needed to speak to somebody. And I've been doing therapy for more than a year now. It's been going well. Um, and I'm very aware of my emotions. I can feel sort of if I'm going into a let's call it a dead zone, um, where there's a whole lot of negativity. Then I've been given the tools to basically take myself out of that before it gets to like the really bad stuff. Have you experienced anything like that? How do you manage your, because you are in a space where you are, everybody sees you, right? You're on TV, you filming all the time. Um, you are a father now, right? You and your partner are both parents. And how do you, as a man now, manage, if you have experience in that? How do you manage your mental state?
Yeah. No, I love how you constructed and put everything together, especially with that personal touch of speaking about your experience and background with the music and work and all of that. So, yeah, even though it is a case of, okay, people, obviously there's this perceptions and all this thing, like, okay, now you're on TV, it's glamorous or whatever, but we're still human beings.
Yes, yes, yes.
I can tell you the richest guy on earth right now, he has problems as well. All of us have problems or things we're dealing with as now, but there's a different way we handle problems as males and as females. So, per se, with myself specifically, I would say that growing up, I would say that it's more of a social construct of how you need to be as a man.
Mm.
For instance, I can make an example. I do not have the best knowledge with cars, for example, or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But now, another man has a conversation to you about cars or whatever, and now, for instance, you're not seen now as man enough in that case because you do not really know. But at the end of the day, we all have our own niches that creates us, that creates a person
Yeah,
that the world would be boring if we were interested or we were knowledgeable in the same things.
true,
The world
true,
would be
true.
boring.
Yeah.
Like for instance, your love for country music, it can do something to me also. I can say, okay, I see the side to this or whatever. Because if we're gonna like the same things, it's not gonna work out like that, for
Yeah.
instance. And a personal touch with my journey specifically, to build up to the case of especially the case of where it came to the point that I landed my first role, for instance. There's a bigger story behind that. It was theater and all of that. It was being told at times even, "So you're not good enough," for example.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's been times this one will tell you you're good enough, but then this one will tell you, I don't think so. That type of criticism.
Mm.
But it's at the end of the day, it's what you make with it. Oh, obviously, I felt at the time you're 16, 15 years old, 17 years
Mm.
old. This one says this, this one says that.
Someone's telling
And
you
now you
you're not
that
good enough for that
you're
role.
still a teenager now. The way you process it, because my outlook on the world is obviously different now. Especially
Mm.
when you become a father, it hits you differently.
Yeah.
Your outlook on life. And you feel this thing of, okay, am I doing the right thing? Because you're going for auditions. This one might
Mm.
like you, this one's rejecting you and stuff. And it's that mental part of how do you stay sane to still chase your dream at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How do you stay sane to still chase your dream and stuff? But because at the end of the day, even sometimes family can make you feel it. You can feel the pressure from family, for example.
True. True.
You can
True.
you can feel it.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
feel it
Yes.
from your friends as well. Oh,
Mm.
like for example, I remember still, uh, um, my friends initially, they my closest friends that I grew up with on school, they are both engineers right now. So straight after school, I think to go study engineering at Stellenbosch, right? And then it was a bit of a COVID situation. So with admission to the university, because I was gonna do something at UFS to
Mm.
study communications there, and then they cut it down. So, and at the time, you don't know God's plan at the time. So you're like, sure, everyone is doing something. This one is doing that, but it's just not your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just not
True.
your time, because I would have been maybe, if I received that news over time said lying there, to know where the position I'm in right now, I would have been like, okay, I'm calm now. But at the time, you feel like your whole world is falling apart, obviously. And and I look around people, and that's the thing. It's socially what's going on in my family, what's going on in your friends, whatever, and that type of thing puts pressure on yourself.
Mm.
For instance, you might be a single male right now.
Yeah.
You see your friend is married with 3 kids. Now you feel the pressure. It's
Mm.
just not your time. It's just not your journey.
True. True.
It's
True.
it's that type of thing, and 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 that is what I had to tell me. That's something I've learned. I did not do anything like this at the time, and then eventually things start falling in place,
Mm.
and then I get into UWC. I do I do radio there, and that's a other love for that I hope just to get back into again at some point. But that was also one of my first loves, was radio.
Okay. I didn't
Yes,
know that.
radio. Yes, Edric Saayman giving you a daily dose of entertainment.
The entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was
Nice.
it was
Nice.
it was that type of thing, and then from there, I think in my final year, and then something pops up on the TV. I wasn't even interested, because remember when I went to university, the last time I did drama was in high school, probably grade 11 or something like that.
Mm.
Because my mother was like, nee, sy gaan nie drama doen in getal. Sy is matriek, sy moet mos nou leer en nou
Kyk
wat.
waar sy
Yeah, she said you athletics also. I couldn't do athletics. Was everything was I can't, you're not gonna do.
Mm.
You just the books, and I understand. So that's what I did. And even with she actually advised me, don't. I didn't study. I studied language communication studies. She was like, she told me specifically, or she advised me. You can obviously go into that at some point, whatever, but
Mm.
do something else, whatever. But somehow my mom gave me that nice route, even though it wasn't directly into it.
Yeah.
She's a big part of getting there, for
True. True.
instance. so so that happens the final year, at advert on TV or whatever. I see the thing about drama and stuff. I feel like I'm rusty. I can't do it.
Mm.
And I don't know. I'm just like, okay, let me give it a try, let me give it a go. And then it's in Brackenfell, I remember. And we go in, and then I got the script, I remember. I didn't remember all that words. Because remember, I said, you rusty, you don't. All that skills. It's, you need to pick it up again. So I just improvised. And I remember that the judges was people that I grew up watching. So, what's his name? Albert Maritz, he was there. He's a legend. He played in Seven the Line and all of that. I did the film with him eventually, acted with him in it. So the judges are there and stuff. You do your thing, you improvise and stuff. And I did it, and I was like, okay, let's see. And then I think about 2-3 weeks, that was my final year of university, and I get to call, look, you got that, whatever. That was still an ETV short film. That was my first uh, televised thing I've done. I've done artscape, all the theater stuff. And so that was the first one that I did the television one. You know that feeling of seeing yourself on that screen, and you know where you come from, what you been through. For example, it's just a hard one. But the following year, that just shows how God puts your life together, and you don't actually see how we put your life together. Go to Stellenbosch University the next year, and that was actually the university I first wanted to go to. Because remember I told you my friends started engineering there also and all that. But that was like our thing. Like we eventually all gonna go there, and I didn't eventually go there at first, but eventually I ended up there. But the timing of it was perfect because that's when I met my fiance.
Yeah.
That's when we met each other. We started together at UWC, but we never spoke to each other.
Yeah, I remember
Suddenly,
you told me.
yes, suddenly the year at Stellenbosch, we start speaking and all of that. And then the same time during that also, Skimmelgroen contact my agent tells me Skimmelgroen wants you for this specific. I auditioned for a other role, and then they created this character BSM.
Hey guys, Movember is here, so grow your mo and save a bro.
So, like I was saying, it's the phase that God puts you in. Like you don't understand the journey until you place yourself years in later. The downfall you're feeling right now, whatever. Sometimes you tell yourself you're too positive, but it will get better. It will get better. It will get easier. Like I said, the same year, meeting my fiance, Skimmelgroen telling me, here's this role for you. It's an audition for a whole other role and stuff. And then they gave me opportunity to create this character. He wasn't planned in or something like that.
Hey guys, if you haven't checked out the episode with Ayanda, check it out. It's an awesome one.
As you were saying.
Ooh, my mental health is going. Oh my word! I must regulate.
Hang in there.
I must regulate. Yeah. So no, but I agree with what you're saying. But have you look, you in a space where you are filming, etc. So have you ever felt um let's say you auditioning or you going to set and you guys are filming and you maybe feel a bit unsure, do you ask another actor or not, do you ask another man, listen here, how do you think I should approach this, because they've given me this now.
Yes.
uh, because some guys will probably say, you know what, sorry, I'm currently going through my lines,
that type of thing.
don't you know for my plan. So how do you go up to somebody and like, listen here, will you just help me with this?
Yes.
You know?
That's a very good question. And, people like we youth, for example. So I feel like it's very valuable to get that knowledge from others that walk this road already. And that's the thing. Some people is a bit
But
ignorant
some
to.
guys don't want to
They don't. Yes, they
talk,
don't.
they don't want to open
Yes,
up about anything.
and that's the problem because of how they are. That's the thing. It's this thing of I'll rather approach the woman; she'll be more kind. So it's that type of thing that sometimes goes through once
But
my.
then
But me, But me, my experience that I've had is the the men that I've worked with, I have the absolute pleasure working with them.
Mm.
They will always. The person I act the most across a male is Dirk Stoltz that plays Manny.
Yes,
He
yes, yes,
played
yes.
the vet by Sonos on Seven Dalan. The most kind person you will ever meet. He even after we do a scene, he will tell me, look, I actually thought about this idea. Take it or leave it type of thing. You don't tell he does not say do this.
Mm.
Take it or leave it. He gives me food for thought type of thing.
Yeah,
Okay. I take a bit of what he says and I mold it. And then he will tell me, I love that.
yeah.
Or I watched that thing. I like that or whatever. And it gives you that space where you can better yourself. You feel comfortable.
Mm.
And that's the type of men you want to surround yourself by
Yeah,
or with.
it's they need to open up because, like I said, with women, um, if any woman goes through something, they will set up a group. They'll rally around
Yes,
somebody,
yes,
and they
yes.
will give that one person so much, support or
Yes,
whatever.
queen.
And we just don't, we're like,
We don't asking.
can I tell Edric
Yeah.
I'm going through this
Yes,
thing,
yes,
or
yes.
I need
Is this
help?
man enough to
You
say
know,
this thing? Or
is it man enough for me to ask another man for help?
mm.
You know, why do we feel like scared or shy, or you know what I mean?
That's a
It's
deep
it's it's
problem, yeah.
it's the way we were raised, basically,
Yes.
because I know a lot of men who are just like
Hardcore.
they just tough, you know.
I can't show emotion.
Exactly. And the one day that you just see it, like I say, I use myself as an example. You just break,
And then everything
and
comes
then
out.
everything
Yes,
comes out,
yes.
and then you can sort of see, oh, okay, why was I so strong?
Mm.
Why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I'm privileged that I have a group of guys. It's. I wish I had a bigger group, but I've got a small group of men that I can like really just talk to.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I would include you in
Yes,
that as
thank you,
well.
my brother.
I've got a small group of men that I can just talk to. So there's that. There's no fear in me
Mm.
having to share.
Mm.
The other thing I wanted to mention was like why why are we dying so young?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I
Um,
don't have an answer with it. I'm also just on this journey and I'm seeing these things.
mm.
Guys our age committing suicide. Guys in the early 40s, 50s, just like the healthiest guy ever, jogging and whatever. You see this guy doing his thing, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
few days later, you hear, "Aye, Mr. Jacobs has
Mm.
passed away," and so on. Why? What's going on? Is it a health thing? Is it a mental thing? Is it why are we? What's
Societal
going on?
pressure. Societal pressure is the thing. Like you said, um, what is the fundamentals even before you raise that even your parents speak about? Oh, he's going to get married. Oh, he's going to have kids.
Nee,
Oh,
hy moet 'n vrou vat.
yes, yes. Um, is
Voor hy
that
40
thing?
is.
Yes, is that thing where the aunties they're sitting at the table. What is your son? Nee, my seun hy werk nou daar by Sips. Hy's nou wat dat en dis auntie. En nee, hy's nou by die fire brigade en wat? En wat doen jou se? That type of thing en
Ek
hulle
het 'n niggie vir jou.
ja. En nou is that type of thing. En nou auntie Gertie voel nou skaam om haar seun te praat. So example, that type of thing. So is the societal pressure. The thing is, the parents already put that pressure on you. And now you live with that imprint in your head. I need to have a car. I need to have a wife.
That was me back in the day. Most of my guy friends had girlfriends, when I
Yes.
was growing up, probably 18, 19 years old, they had girlfriends. I didn't really want to go out to them because
Yeah.
I'm the third wheel, you know what I mean?
Hey guys, mental health matters, so try and take good care of yourself.
You were saying about societal pressure and all those things. And
Yeah, it's I felt that because, like I said, I was the third wheel all the
yeah.
time. I never had a problem with it. I think the older I got and the more I started seeing hey, but here's my friend and his girlfriend. Oh, here's my friend and his other girlfriend. Like, then I didn't really want to go out because I felt that pressure. I mean, I was like 18, 19 years old. Even when I got a bit older, I was still everybody else around me was dating. I was the only single guy. But I pushed through because mentally I was telling myself, no, it's okay, but it wasn't okay because I actually wanted somebody, what I mean? But that pressure on a young man to have somebody,
Yeah.
it does work on you because you think you can't do without somebody next to you, you
Yes.
know. And yeah, now I'm married. You know what I mean?
Look
So
there.
it's,
You did not know
it
that
worked.
when it will happen,
It
but
worked
it will
itself out.
happen.
Yeah,
That
it
type of
worked
thing.
itself out. So yeah. Any final thoughts that you wanna share?
Yes. Just my final thoughts that I would like to share on that point you made about now you're married and all that.
Mm.
Sometimes what we as men, even women, need to realize is that what counts for one doesn't count for you. Maybe your life wasn't set out to be married, to have children.
Yeah.
Maybe your life was set out to be the next CEO for something. Maybe you were set out to have an NGO of some sort. There's there's just different ways that our lives are put out. And we shouldn't put that pressure on ourselves to live our life like someone else.
Yeah.
For example. But now it's up to us in the position that we are in as now, as parents, to certain things are good to carry on, but there's certain cycles that need to be broken.
Mm.
Especially that thing about pressure. For example, I'm a huge soccer fan. And yesterday, yeah, I was watching the game of Bafana, they qualified, go to the World Cup.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I tell my boy, you're gonna win the World Cup. You see, so was that thing already of you don't even realize that there's certain things that, for instance, you long for or whatever that you now just passing on, for example. So
Yes. Yes.
like he can now, for instance, in the sense the want to win the rugby World Cup, but I would still be happy and proud. You know what I mean? It's that
True,
type
yeah.
of thing. But I just like soccer, for instance, more something like that.
Mm.
So it's the case of do not feel that pressure to love the life that someone else is living.
Mm. True. Yeah, no, that's very very insightful there. I'm also learning here. I'm learning on,
Yeah.
on this journey. It's a difficult one
Yeah.
to navigate, especially if you're a guy,
Mm.
and the pressure that like you said society puts on
Yes.
us. It's not Society is not coming to you as an individual. Society is coming like to every single man,
Yeah.
the group of men. You know what I mean? And it's telling us we need to do this and that and that, and that obviously mentally it breaks us down,
Mm.
and that is why we are in the position that we are in, where we are suffering in silence basically, and the only option is to take yourself away from everybody and everything, um which is not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But that is how we are suffering. That is what we're going through. That is how we feel we can navigate. That's how we feel we that's why we feel we need to do everything on our own. But there is help. There is help, and that's what I want to raise and say and talk about and say, my brother, there is help for you. It's just a question of how open are you to accept the help as well. So yeah, my
That's
brother,
true, brother.
thank you so much for all the technical difficulties.
No, brother. Thank you to you for having me.
Thank you so much, man. I hope this is not the last time we're gonna have you on the pod, because as I say, there's so much more that we can talk about. But thank you for highlighting your thoughts on mental health, and how we can just be there for each other, support each other, and the most important thing I think is just to if you know a guy out there, and I'm talking to the audience, if you know a guy out there who's struggling, who's going through something, show him that you love him, show him that support that he so richly needs, and just make him feel that he's not going through this, whatever he's going through, making him feel that he's not going through it alone. So thank you so much. And we will also be catching up with two other guests. They will be joining us on the podcast as well. And thank you so much for watching. And please like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Jy het nie man gehoor.